I made $230,000 with one of my Amazon FBA brands last year, but still, I don't know if I would recommend Amazon FBA for you. And that's because the way that Amazon FBA works, which is basically you buy products in bulk for a discounted price. You then sell those same products on Amazon for a higher price. For example, this product is making $60,000 a month. It's being sold for $14.99 on Amazon, but this exact same product is being sold for 69 cents per unit on Alibaba.com. You can buy this product in bulk from Alibaba.com, sell it on Amazon for that increased price, and keep all the profit. And you can actually find out exactly how much any product on Amazon is making. All you have to do is go to the product page on Amazon, scroll down to the best-selling rank number, copy that, and then go over to the free Jungle Scout sales estimator, and then paste that number in there, select the correct marketplace and category, hit enter, and you can see that over 4,000 units of this product are being sold every month. And when we do the math, that's over $60,000 in sales per month. But keep in mind, that number is revenue and not profit. There are a lot of costs involved when you're selling products on Amazon. For instance, I have one Amazon product that's done over $1 million in sales. But there's also been a lot of costs associated with that business. But most gurus who teach you how to make money online will brag about their revenue numbers, but they'll never share with you all their costs or their final profit. And I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna share everything with you in this video. And the first cost you have when selling a product on Amazon is the cost to actually buy the product that you're going to sell. And I spent over $300,000 in manufacturing fees creating my Amazon product. There's also a 15% fee just to sell a product on the Amazon platform. And I spent over $200,000 on the Amazon selling fee. In addition to that, there's an Amazon FBA pick and pack fee. This is the fee you have to pay to Amazon every time that you get a sale on their website and they pick, pack, and ship out the product to the customer for you. And I spent over $175,000 on the Amazon FBA pick and pack fee. I also spent an additional $26,000 in random Amazon fees. This includes storage fees, receiving fees, and just a bunch of other fees that no one ever tells you about. I also spent almost $80,000 in Amazon PPC, and PPC stands for pay per click. This is a way for you to advertise your product on Amazon so that your product shows up at the top of the search results and you only have to pay money if someone clicks on your product. In addition to all this, I spent another $36,000 in other random business expenses. Things like paying for my LLC fees, paying for virtual assistants to manage and run my online business, and a bunch of other random business expenses. And in total, this one business has done over $400,000 in profit. And what's crazy about that is this is only one of my Amazon businesses. I have multiple 6- and 7-figure Amazon FBA businesses. But still, I don't know if I would recommend for you to start an Amazon FBA business. And that's because when I decided to start my first online business, I was in a similar situation to where you probably are now. I had a 9-to-5 job that I hated, and I felt trapped because no matter how hard I worked, at the end of the year, I'd only get a 3, 4, or 5% raise. I then read this book and realized if I created an online business, I could be my own boss and live anywhere in the world I wanted to live. Then I could use virtual assistants and software to automate my business, which means I could remove myself from the business and this business would keep printing me money. But I was scared. I didn't know how to do this, so I stayed in my corporate job. And every single day that passed by, I started to get more and more depressed until it got so bad that I couldn't take it anymore and I quit my job cold turkey to start my first online business, which was a dance clothing business that I started with my mom. And it wasn't easy. My first week after quitting, I had a complete panic attack, checked myself into the emergency room. I then spent the next several years struggling, trying to make money online. I even at one point had to move back in with my parents, and I realized that I didn't want to sell dance clothing online. I wanted to sell something that I was actually passionate about. And I was passionate about health and fitness, and I started experimenting with a macadamia coconut cashew blended nut butter. Then started posting about this on social media, and I found a manufacturer that could make my product. The only problem was it was gonna cost $24,000 for the first production run, and I didn't have that. So I ended up doing a Kickstarter, which is a way that you can pre-sell your product before you even make the product itself, and I raised $15,000. I then took that money, I cashed out my 401k, and I put every last drop of savings, of energy into launching this product. And in my first month on Amazon, I did around $15,000 in revenue, around $5,000 in profit. And then my second month, I ended up doing over $30,000 in revenue, over $10,000 in profit. And by the end of my first year, I'd done over $360,000 in revenue, over $100,000 in profit. I'd finally hit my goal. And best of all, I was able to run that business from anywhere I was in the world and relatively passively, meaning that I could spend my days doing what I love doing. A couple years ago, I even sold my business, and with the money I made, I went and I bought a beach house down in Mexico. And since then, I've taught a ton of people how to start their own Amazon businesses, and I've seen crazy success stories like Brent, who's a full-time first responder helicopter pilot, and he's done almost $2 million in sales in just his first 2 years selling on Amazon. But here's why this video is important to you, and I recommend that you watch this video before thinking about selling on Amazon. A couple months ago, I was down at my beach house in Mexico, and I ran into someone that's a fan of the YouTube channel. He asked me, should I quit my job and start an Amazon FBA business? And I told him, it depends on what your goals are. He told me he wanted to make $100,000 a year, be able to live anywhere in the world that he wants to, and be able to travel whenever he wants to. And he said that he was okay working 40 hours a week for the rest of his life. And if that sounds like you, if that's all you want, don't start an Amazon FBA business. Go just get a corporate job that allows you to work remote and be flexible. Because starting a six-figure Amazon FBA business is hard. And it's a lot easier just to go get hired for a six-figure job than it is to start a six-figure business from scratch. But if you want ultimate freedom to never have a boss tell you what to do again, and for you to be able to make an unlimited amount of income, starting an Amazon business is a no-brainer. Last year alone, I was able to make over $1 million profit between all my different businesses. This is something I would never be able to do in the corporate world, and I did that while having more freedom than I've ever had in my life. But still, Amazon FBA is not for everyone. First off, because it takes money to start an Amazon business. For example, let me walk you through how you would start selling this product on Amazon. The first thing you would do after you found a manufacturer is message them and ask to order samples. This is usually free, but you will have to pay for shipping from China to the United States, and this is going to cost you around $50. If you like the sample that you receive, the next step is you're going to want to create designs for your product to differentiate your product from the competitors. You're going to want to make a logo and create box designs, and this is going to cost you around $200. Once you have the designs finalized, you're going to contact the manufacturer and order your product in bulk. I recommend starting with at least 300 units of whatever product you're selling. And for this product, which is around $1 a piece, it's going to cost you $300 to do your first production run. You're then going to have to pay for shipping from China for all 300 units of your product into the Amazon warehouse. And that's going to cost you around $150. And before you start selling on Amazon, you will want to open up a DBA, which stands for Doing Business As, and this allows you to open up a business bank account. And this is going to cost you around $99 to create. You'll also need to pay for a UPC barcode for your product. This stands for Universal Product Code, and this is the code that they scan at Walmart and stores like that when you go to purchase a product, and this is going to cost you $30. After that, I also recommend you get professional photos taken of your product, or you have someone create a 3D render of your product, and this will cost around $100. And another optional cost is paying for the professional selling plan on Amazon, which will cost you around $40 a month. However, if you're just getting started and planning on selling less than 40 units per month, you can always just get started with the free selling plan on Amazon. So at a minimum, it's going to cost you over $1,000 to start your Amazon business. And this is if you have an extremely cheap and generic product. And I don't recommend selling a generic cheap product. And depending on the product you're selling and how much design is involved, these numbers could be a lot higher. For instance, I worked with AJ, who lost his job as a bartender during the pandemic, and we partnered on this product. And his startup costs were over $5,000, and he didn't have that much money. So what he did is he went to Indiegogo and did a crowdfunding campaign, and he raised over $100,000 to start his business without spending a dime of his own money. So even if you don't have a lot of money, Amazon FBA could still be a good option. And yes, once you get your business up and running, it's relatively passive income, but it's not passive at first. It does take work to get your business up and running. But keep in mind, people are buying things off of Amazon already. Last year, over $500 billion was spent on Amazon.com. And 65% of people, when they're looking to buy a product, they start by searching on Amazon. And over 40% of all Amazon sellers have made at least $100,000 selling products on Amazon. So if you're looking for a way to make money online, then selling products where people are going to buy things is an obvious choice. But there are 3 things that you should know before you even think about selling on Amazon, and I'm gonna share those in just a second. Before I share those, keep in mind, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You're not gonna become a millionaire overnight. This does take time. At a minimum, it's gonna take between 3 to 6 months just to get your product ready and to be able to sell on Amazon. And then once you launch it on Amazon, it might take another 3 to 6 months before you actually start being profitable. But here are the 3 biggest things that you should know before you even think about selling on Amazon. And these are 3 of the biggest issues with selling on Amazon that almost nobody talks about. And the first is people can copy your products. For example, I was the first vegan, keto, paleo nut butter product on Amazon. But shortly after I launched, competitors started coming in. And yes, in my first year, I did over $360,000 in revenue, $120,000 in profit, but then I started getting all these competitors. The funny thing is, in my second year of selling on Amazon, even though there was a ton of competitors, my numbers actually went up. I did over $400,000 in sales in my second year, over $150,000 in profit. And that's because as all these competitors came in, the pie grew because I was the first product like this on Amazon. No one knew that a product like this even existed. So all these competitors started spending money on advertising, letting people know that there are products like this on Amazon. And since I was the first product on Amazon like this, and even though my piece of the pie shrunk, the pie as a whole grew so much that I ended up making more money. And during that second year, my business was completely passive. I was traveling, I was enjoying my life. And by the third year, my numbers did shrink. In my third year, I did a little over $200,000 in revenue, over $60,000 in profit. And that's because I completely let my business go on autopilot. And yes, $60,000 profit in a year isn't really that great. But keep in mind, that was 100% passive income. $60,000 was about as much money as I was making in my corporate job. But if you compare my life back when I had a corporate job, when I had to wake up to an alarm, when I had a boss telling me what to do, to my life now having a passive income business, it's not even close. I get to wake up when I want to wake up. I'm excited to wake up. I get to do whatever I want to do, and I get to live and be anywhere in the world I want to be. And because this business is paying all my bills, it's giving me free time to be able to start up multiple other businesses as well. And to be honest with you, I did feel like a little bit of a failure with this business. Because if I would have worked on it full time, I could have blown this business up into a multi-million-dollar business. But instead, these last few years, I've been having fun traveling and teaching other people how to start their own online businesses so they can quit their job. People like Brent, AJ, Andrew, Jeremy. And a lot of these people have gone on to make more money with their Amazon businesses than I ever did. Like Brent, who's done almost $2 million in sales on Amazon. The second mistake that I made is I picked a product to sell on Amazon that was very hard to manufacture. And this ended up costing me tens of thousands of dollars in manufacturing mistakes. For example, I lost $2,000 because my first production of pouches didn't have a tear notch. So I had to hire people individually to go in and to cut little tear notches on every single pouch. In my next production run, I lost $5,000 because a lot of my pouches didn't seal properly and they exploded, and I had to hire people to go clean all the pouches and throw away all the pouches that had exploded. At another point, I lost $2,000 because a whole roll of the film that's used to make this product was damaged. And at one point, I even had a manufacturer scam me out of over $11,000. They told me that the product was gonna be one price, but they ended up charging me a lot more money. And the third and most common mistake I see people making with Amazon, and a mistake that I made, is waiting too long to start their Amazon business. And there's 9 million Amazon sellers, 4,000 new sellers joining every single day. But there's only really around 2 million active Amazon sellers and only 1.1 million active Amazon sellers in the United States, which means that over 400,000 people have made at least $100,000 selling on Amazon. But most new Amazon sellers will fail because they're doing Amazon wrong. For instance, on Walmart.com, I found this robot vacuum being sold for $169. This exact same product is being sold on Amazon for $299. A lot of people will go to Walmart, they'll buy this product, they'll then sell it on Amazon, and they'll keep all the profit. This is called retail arbitrage, and a lot of new Amazon sellers use this method for selling on Amazon as a way to test out the platform. Another way to sell on Amazon is to go to wholesale websites like Tundra.com, where this bento box is being sold at a wholesale price for around $21. This exact same product on Amazon is being sold for almost $50. You can buy both these products for relatively cheap, flip them on Amazon for an increased price, and keep all the profit. The problem is a lot of people don't think about all the different costs and fees associated with selling on Amazon. And once you factor those in, you're not left with a lot of profit. Not to mention that this way of selling on Amazon is very competitive. So what a lot of people do instead is what's called private labeling. And this product that's being sold for $13 on Amazon is also being sold for around $1 on Alibaba.com. You can buy it, create your own private label, which means creating your own logo and brand, sell it on Amazon for the increased price, and keep all the profit. And this is a lot more profitable way to sell on Amazon. But still, if you go to Amazon and you search for V-line lifting mask, you can see that there is a ton of competition. And 85% of people that sell on Amazon are either doing private label or wholesale. And most of these people will fail. Why? Because most people aren't willing to learn how to properly sell on Amazon. And my method for selling on Amazon, and the way that every single successful person that I've worked with sells on Amazon, is by creating a passion product. And I created a completely free 5-hour course that shows you step by step how you can create your own passion product and actually make money selling products on Amazon. So click on that video. I'll see you in this free YouTube video that I created for you. It's a 5-hour course. Click on that video. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.